Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, October 6th. Just going to run through the morning charts here. Here you can see yesterday gold had a nice steady climb up into the lunchtime, and then it pretty much flatlined for the day with a little bit of a drift up into the midnight. This morning it pretty much continued a little higher and has kind of been stumbling around, and it's pretty much just drifting down onto this support level here. So I'll just pull up the here's the 10-minute chart of gold. You can see yesterday, this is yesterday's price action right across here. This was the run up in the morning, and then it flatlined, and then it had a little jump around midnight. Anyways, it's trading right across this support level right now with a little bit of selling volume coming into the market. It looks like the US dollar is trying to bottom. It's got a couple little blips this morning in the last 3 hours. We'll see what happens there by the time the market opens. But with a little bit of selling coming in, we might actually see gold starting to have a bit of a correction here along with the market. Now if I just pull up the 4-hour chart, I just want to show a couple quick things here. Here we've got the 4-hour chart which spans a few months here, and pretty much if we look at the chart, there's usually 3 phases here. You'll usually have the first one that's more of an accumulation phase, people kind of get on board, and then you have the breakout phase, which is usually a little bit steeper, and then you'll usually get a blow off top, which usually gaps and runs very quickly, and you usually get a good chunk of the move happens in the last 25% of the trend itself. So the price action more or less will start to kind of hook its way up, and then that's when you see it top out. So I do think gold is in a very strong trend, of course, but I do think we are still nearing an overbought territory here that's going to have a sharp correction that when it does, it's going to be pretty substantial, and we could see it easily come back down to this level. There will be a large wave of selling. It'll be interesting to see what kind of support there is and how it comes down to this point if it does. But chasing something up here, especially when it's more or less going into short-term parabolic mode, is pretty dangerous. I don't like to chase prices, and unfortunately we didn't get a pullback here, which I thought we would. Looking for more or less an ABC retrace from somewhere back here. I was hoping for a ABC retrace down and up, or something from up here, and we never really got it. Instead it's just continued to truck higher, but there's always lots of opportunity in the market, and we can always make money. So it's just a matter of waiting for a pullback, and then once we have a nice pullback, we'll take action in gold and get long. Same with silver. Now if we take a quick look at the SP 500, this is the futures 24-hour chart here, and you can see pretty much we had a big surge yesterday, and then it kind of flagged sideways, and we got a pop into futures overnight trading this morning, just a small one. And anyways, it's starting to pull back pretty sharply this morning, but we had a very similar price action from an oversold condition a week or two ago, and I'll just show you on the market internals. We're pretty much trading around the same. I'm expecting we're going to see some type of pullback today, probably come back down to the 1145 area here. So we'll be looking for something there. It might only come back to the 1150 area, but let me just show you the market internals. We're getting very much the same setup as what we had previously a couple weeks ago, and now I have more of a bias to the upside. Even though the market's overbought here, it could continue up with the quantitative easing because they're just dumping money into the market, and it continues to lift it. So I am looking to buy on a dip here with a relatively tight stop. So anyways, here's the put call ratio. I've adjusted the upper and lower bands because now we're in a pretty strong uptrend here, and these bands have to be adjusted. Before, this lower band was up around the 80, and this upper band was around 110, and it was a narrower, tighter range up higher, but now it's expanded and it's lowered down. Anyways, yesterday we saw a massive amount of people trading calls. Everybody was jumping on the long side, and this is the lowest reading we've seen in a long time, months, and that's just indicating that the market's overbought here. Yesterday was too much of a run up. Everybody became very bullish yesterday, and there should be a pause today. So that indicator there is telling us that the market's a little overdone on the short term. Here's the NYSE advanced decline line. Stocks yesterday surged up, and we had almost 2,000 stocks trading positive for the day, and it pretty much hung up there for the entire session. And of course that's a little overdone, which is above the red line, indicating we got to be careful. There could be a bit of a pullback here just on the short term. And then we also have this SPY chart here of the buying and selling volume. The red bar here means there's panic buying. The majority of people are buying, shorts are covering, and it just continues to grind its way up. And whenever we get a reading that high, if I just flip to the daily chart here, we had a reading of 15, and that's a pretty strong reading. And a lot of times, since we are in an uptrend, we might see a bit of a blip up today, but I still feel as though we're going to get a short-term correction, maybe just a dip this morning, and then maybe an afternoon rally. But that's just indicating that a lot of people are on board and buying. But because everybody piled in yesterday, usually there'll be a pause today, and that's what I'm more or less looking at. So that's it for now, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.